An incredible week for Aggie athletics. An improbable comeback for Utah football, and BYU looking like a top 10 team in both sports. We have all that and more today on Married to the Game, episode numero cuatro. I'm Noah Smith. Zach Bates, Kimball Snap are with me. How you doing today, fellas?
Oh, we're doing so good. What a week of sports.
Tuesday, it's podcast day, so ready to dive into it all.
It is podcast day indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners out there. We're all headed home for Thanksgiving break at various times today and tomorrow, but, we thought we love our listeners, and so we're going to get a podcast episode out for them today. Thank you guys for 21 followers on Spotify. Might not seem like a lot. It's not a lot, but we're thankful for you guys, and we love y'all. Anyway, let's get this episode started with a little bit of a side tangent. I think it's a debate we need to have on what the best Thanksgiving food is. Let's start with Kimball. Kimball, what's your favorite food on the plate at Thanksgiving dinner?
I mean, it's not a debate. It's rolls. Anyone who disagrees is just wrong.
No, that's
but
true.
It's dinner rolls, It's the friendly competition with your brothers of who can pound the most. You're hitting a baker's dozen maybe that dinner. So it's got to be the dinner rolls.
Solid.
Yeah, I mean, you could put anything on that, so it just works with it all. I've been a homer since the beginning. I got to go with stuffing, dude. That stuff is just, it's so gas. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, so I'm going with stuffing as well. I'm a big stuffing
really?
guy. Big stuffing guy. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go either way with stuffing. I mean, you start putting too much in stuffing, it kind of ruins it. Like, you ever had stuffing with sausage in it? Not
No,
great.
I don't
Not
think
my favorite, honestly.
Okay, I'll stay
But
away from that.
You guys are
I think-
sleeping on the rolls.
I think it's too much. But my grandma does make the best rolls west of the Mississippi River. So I do like where you're going with that, Kimball. So we are going to start here at the bottom of the Wasatch Front if you're looking in a south to north direction with BYU football. Big win in Cincinnati on Saturday to remain in college football playoff contention and to control their own destiny for the Big 12 championship game. Kimball is the biggest BYU fan here. I enjoy BYU. Zach doesn't like them. Kimball loves them. So, Kimball, we're going to let you take this one away. I've heard you have some things to say.
Yeah, I mean, a great game from BYU and from Cincinnati, honestly. It was a good game just all around. BYU gets the win 26-14, staying alive for the playoffs and for the conference championship game that pretty much seals them in to play Tech in the conference championship game, which is going to be a good rematch. I'm excited for that game, unless something crazy happens, but both teams play a cupcake this week, so shouldn't have any problems there. But the story of this game is LJ Martin. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. 32 carries, 222 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal performance from LJ Martin. How do you guys see him? Do you think he could repeat a performance like that against Tech?
First of all, great performance by LJ Martin. Reached 1,000 rushing yards on the season. Anytime you have a 1,000-yard rusher, you've got a dog at running back. I don't think he can recreate it against a Texas Tech team, though. They've got Jacob Rodriguez. They've got David Bailey in that linebacker front. As was proven last time, BYU's offense couldn't do anything against them. And that started in the run game. They're number 1 in the country at defending the rush. And so all respect to LJ Martin and what he's been able to accomplish this season, but I don't think it gets recreated. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, no, I mean, you got two absolute dogs coming at it, but you've already seen what happened last time they played, and so, I mean, unless he shows off even more and puts on, crazy numbers, it'll be hard to, redo what has already been done for the first time they played. But, hey, I'm always open to seeing a good, nice little run game. That's just coming from a Utah fan, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I want to believe that BYU can beat Tech because, as annoying as it is, I think that's the only road for BYU to get to the playoffs. The wrong upsets happened, and the ones that BYU's needing to happen just aren't. It's rivalry week. Anything can happen this week, but it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating because it's like, I just don't think BYU's really going to win that rematch, and they're just going to have to play perfectly. L.J. Martin's going to have to go over 100 yards. BYU's rush defense was incredible. They held Cincinnati to 87 yards, which is just ridiculous. And this is kind of what I want to get into is this whole playoff picture, right? You all heard my rant last week about Kalani Sitake, and, I figured we wouldn't have to say anything more about it. But my gosh, here we are again, immediately after the game. He hasn't even left the field yet. And then he gets interviewed and asked, how do you feel like that performance against Cincinnati is going to help your resume in the playoff rankings, in the playoff picture? Word for word. Oh, I don't really care about that. Are you kidding me? Kalani, you're going to blow a playoff berth for BYU.
He's doubling down on it.
I know. I do not understand how you can be the head coach asked about a playoff chance for your team and just not care. I get the mindset of let's just focus one game at a time, right? But we've passed that point. BYU has taken care of business, and now it's time to prove that you're a playoff team. Kalani just does not care, and I do not understand why he's totally content not making the playoffs.
Let me play devil's advocate really quick for Kalani here. I think what he's trying to do is probably, as Nick Saban calls it, the rat poison. I think he's trying to prevent his players from falling into that. Because if Kalani's out there and he's saying, oh, yeah, this is going to be great for our playoff chances, his players might get lazy. They might be like, oh, okay, yeah, we've got a pretty good chance to make the playoff. And so I think he wants to make the playoff. I really do. Because if he didn't, his team wouldn't be out there winning games like they are. They've won every game on their schedule except for Texas Tech. And so I would say, yeah, it's frustrating from a PR and a fan standpoint. But I do think he wants to make the playoff. Maybe he's not going about it in the right way. But I think ultimately it's nothing more than just trying to get his players not to buy into that hype and to stay grounded until they have that playoff spot absolutely secured.
Valid points, I see. So
yeah, it's I get that, but I don't know. I feel like if you want your team in, it's you've got to give them that motivation. I genuinely do think the other coaches and the captains on the team are pushing that mindset of hey, we've got to go win big, we got to go prove ourselves, but it's just not coming from Kalani. And I think that's a bad look on a national scale, because if I'm a committee member and I see that Kalani doesn't care, then it's I'm less inclined to put him in because I don't feel that fire from them like you can see from these other teams like Miami or Utah who are fighting tooth and nail to get in. But I don't know. I just want to see a little bit more passion from Kalani to make his team go somewhere, because I think BYU could go win a playoff game. I don't think they'd go, they're not going to go win the whole thing. I don't think any of us are that delusional, but I think that they could walk into the playoffs and win that first game, get an upset,
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of talent for sure. Let's move on to Utah football though. Phenomenal comeback against Kansas State.
Oh boy.
We'll have to be honest with you, Zach. Kimball and I, we were rooting for Kansas State to win that.
We might have been.
I heard about the demise that you guys were praying for.
There were some, as my dad texted me during the game. Shout out, Dad, and he said, he quoted Michael Scott. Because there's an episode where Michael Scott asks a rhetorical question and then he answers it by just saying yes super firmly. So he said, "Am I heartily cheering for Kansas State? I can't say for certain, but yes." And that's how I felt. We were hate watching. But Zach, you were at this game.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going at first, but then really what swayed me was when my dad's like, "Hey, this might be Whittingham's last home game," and so I was like, "All right, well, I got to pull up," and I was hoping for an entertaining blowout like they had for the past couple games for the Utes, but I was entertained, but not in the way I guess I thought it would have been.
Not the kind of stress you want.
No, not at all. The Utes continued their kind of high scoring streak, but man, was it a shootout, and defense this time was the surprising factor where they weren't on it. Normally, Utah's defense is absolutely killer and is just dominating teams. It has been for years, but all of a sudden, for this game was the one where they let it get away from them, and it was actually the offense that was, picking it up for them. So, I think the biggest stuff was really just Kansas State having a crazy run game. Joe Jackson for Kansas State had 293 yards, which is insane to know from just like one player. That's just one person. So absolutely wild. But honestly, Devin Dampier and the offense kept it alive. They had a lot of clutch plays, a lot of big moments that needed touchdowns. They got that converted. And ultimately, when it mattered the most, the defense was able to seal the game off and landed Barton with a game-winning pick. So he was able to finally put it away. But, man, it was getting a bit dicey there for a little bit. I mean, at one point, Kansas State scored the touchdown right before Utah had their pick, too, which is kind of always funny to see.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was
kind of the momentum shift in the game, I think, because, instead of being up by 12, all of a sudden
now instead it was only 10.
It's a 10-point game, and Kansas State has to kick the ball off anyway.
Yeah,
so it was, Yeah,
you don't really see 4-point touchdowns very often.
No, you don't. That's what makes football such a beautiful sport.
But phenomenal performance from Kansas State's running back. I think at halftime, he was averaging 25 yards a carry. Oh my gosh. I mean, and still, by the end of the game, he still was averaging more than 10 yards a carry, which is, every time you give him the ball, he's getting a first down plus. So it's hats off to him. He played his heart out. He almost single-handedly beat Utah, but Utah is just more complete team, I think.
Couldn't quite get it done, Kansas State. You look at that rushing total as a team for Kansas State, 472 rushing yards. If you had told me just that number without telling me the score or what happened in the game or how Utah played, I would have thought for certain that Kansas State went in there and just beat the crap out of them. What I will say is I think the reason Kansas State didn't win this game is Avery Johnson. I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, I think he's probably more of a group of five type guy, though. He's not the quarterback that's going to lead you down and win you a major game. He had some good looks last year, but I think he's having a sophomore slump for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he just hasn't improved, at all. It's interesting.
No, he's not looking great. Utah State going up to the very top of the Wasatch. Bowl bound, baby. We went down to Fresno. Bryson Barnes legacy game, and we walloped them.
Bowling.
We are bowling. And so, man, what a good way to end the weekend. Or I guess Sunday's technically a part of the weekend too, but, great way to end the sports weekend per se. Well, the football weekend. Well, great way to end college football Saturday. Incredible game. Bryson Barnes puts his body on the line time and again. Starts just torching Fresno State's defense, which came to the game rated first in the Mountain West in total defense. And that second half, our defense itself did not look bad. We forced a turnover. Bronson Olival had an incredible game. The Aggies are going bowling, and we'll get to it later, but my hot or not take from last week is starting to gain traction. It's like a 3-leg parlay. I've got the first leg down. I just need 2 more for this thing to hit.
He's like, we're going somewhere now.
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie. I saw no way we were winning that game. I knew we could just because I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. I'm like, Utah State's going to go bowling because Bryson Barnes just has too much grit to let us end the season without it. And, holy cow, he even exceeded my expectation. He put all 22 guys on the field on his shoulders, offense and defense, and he just waltzed them into the end zone time and time and time again. You could tell every time he was just getting drilled left and right, but every time he's just getting up, he's grimacing in pain, and then boom, QB sneak again, 10 yards, first down, gets drilled. But, what a phenomenal performance from Bryson Barnes. You can tell he just wants it at this point.
He was running like a running back at some point, so he was crazy. And, yeah, I think, like you said, the defense was incredible for Utah State, which they're not normally known for that. But, the second half of the game for Fresno State, I don't think that they scored at all. It was all turnover on downs and fumbles and interceptions and punts. It was a game that you don't normally see out of the Aggies defense.
No, sirree. It was not. Really quick, we're running a little bit over on time, but I'm going to let Kimball just have a quick rant because he said he wanted to. Last week, I was very in favor of being nice to Tanner Rinker, and I still think we should be nice to him as a person, not as a kicker necessarily. Kimball, what do you have to say about our special teams?
All right. We all know the abysmal performance he had last week where against UNLV. missing a PAT, missing game-winning field goals more than once, we might add, just for us to lose in double overtime. I mean, he missed another field goal in this game against Fresno. He did make some others, so I think he's kind of getting his mojo back. But Utah State would be competing for a spot in the Mountain West Championship game this week if it wasn't for Tanner Rinker. And call us crazy, but that's how it would be. We beat Boise. We're in against San Diego State. And, I mean, it's Rinker's fault. Like, rarely would I ever put the game on the shoulders of a kicker, but when you have 3 opportunities to win the game and you blow it all 3 times, then it's your fault. Because Barnes did everything he could that game. And so it's like, it's just, like, I don't think we would have beaten San Diego State, right? But, oh my gosh, you just make some kicks. Your one job. And literally, Utah State could have made the conference championship game. And what a great first year that would have been for Bronco. Like, my goodness. I don't know. I don't know. We can forgive the guy and move on, but man, he blew it.
Yeah, he did, unfortunately. But, hey, the Aggies are going bowling, so we're happy here. We're good first year for Bronco, and we're excited to see how it improves. Coming up next...
Idaho Potato Bowl, here we come.
Yes, sir, Idaho Potato Bowl. Anyway, up next, we've got our hot or not takes for this week, where we make some more hot takes. We see how last week's takes did and how we're looking, and maybe get a little bit angry at each other. We'll see. Coming up next, welcome back to Married to the Game. If you're listening to this before Thanksgiving, we hope you are having a wonderful week and enjoying a nice cold beverage right now. Non-alcoholic. We don't drink alcohol over here at the podcast. But if you're watching it during Thanksgiving dinner, hope you're stuffed. Hope you're having a good time, and share it with your family. Anyway, hot or not takes. So, quick review of last week. We're all looking good. Not something I thought I would be saying during the next episode. If you'll remember, Kimball's take was that BYU would be in the playoff, and that if they miss it, it's Kalani Sitake's fault. Both things can be true at once. We'll get to the playoff implications for BYU and how that's looking, but I'd say ultimately it's a well put together take. Zach's take was Utah State would be in a bowl game.
Did that?
He got that
Clinched.
one right. And believe it or not, my wild take at the time that Utah State would win out the rest of their games, it's gaining some momentum. And Kimball last week had the audacity to laugh at my take.
Man.
I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a delusional Utah State fan take. We'd not won a single road game all year. And then
He said there was a 10% chance of it happening
10%?
against Fresno State. And guess what? That 90% kicked in.
10% chance, my bud.
I mean, I will admit, I was a non-believer, but I'm going to get on that train. I agree. I think we do win out because I think we beat Boise State.
Power high five.
There we go. We converted him.
Yes,
I
sir.
think we beat Boise
converted him.
State, and I
We
think
got
our
him.
bowl game, I don't think we're going to get too hard of an opponent. So, I mean, as wild and delusional as I thought it sounded last week, it's starting to sound pretty serious now.
Dang.
As more famous people than me have said before, let's ride. Anyway, new takes, new reactions. Let's start with Zach. Zach, what's your hot or not take this week?
Alrighty, so my hot take, I was brewing it up as I was on my way over here, but I think I'm actually going to go away from college football this time and kind of bounce into the basketball.
Respect.
Hot take is, I've seen enough already. The Aggies will be winning the Mountain West, and they might be able to win that first round game in the NCAA tournament if they go. No, they will go, and they will win. So, that's the take.
Doubling down. Kimball, what do you think of that?
I mean, I say I agree 100% because that's my hot take.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah State looks phenomenal. My prediction, my hot take, Utah State makes the tournament and wins a tournament game. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but that'll be a first for Utah State, right? Winning a tournament game?
No, they've won before. They won in 2024. And 2024, I think it was against TCU. It was in Danny Sprinkles 1 year. We were all on missions. You couldn't have possibly known that. And then 2001 was the last time before that. Believe it or not, the night before my brother was born. And that might have been what really kicked my mom into labor. So they beat Ohio State, made the second round. It was a 12-5 upset, if I remember correctly. I wasn't born yet, so there's no way we could have known. We fell into kind of a weird thing where first time it happened, well, I don't know if it was the first time, but last time it happened in a big way, we weren't born, and then the last time it actually happened, we were on missions. And so
yeah, that's my take. I think Utah State's got Cinderella run potential this year.
I agree. I don't think you guys are wrong, because if y'all saw, San Diego State lost to Michigan by 40 last night.
Yeah, plus that overtime loss too to Troy.
Yeah, I mean Troy's going to the tournament. Book it now. From the Sun Belt Conference, Troy will be in the tournament. They're a good team, but
as a conference leader,
you cannot drop that game. Yeah, I agree.
I think most people have had these little kind of like mess up wins, or just like, I don't know what you want to call it, but just a loss is a loss, and I think they've had that. But Utah State's been the only one that's really been showing dominance throughout the whole season so far.
They've been cooking, man. They've been doing really, really well. I'll get into my hot or not take really fast, and you guys might not like this as BYU and Utah fans, but my hot take, I don't think a team from the state of Utah will be playing in the college football playoff this year. I just think the teams in front of BYU have too easy of a schedule. Notre Dame's not losing to Stanford this week. Oklahoma is not losing to LSU. I would be shocked if Alabama lost to Auburn, but probably the best chance for BYU to sneak into that top 10 going into conference championship weekend. And so I think the only way BYU makes it is if they win the Big 12, Utah trailing most of the game, needing to come back to win against Kansas State. I think they get dropped below Miami. And I think they punched their ticket to the Alamo Bowl. I don't think they're getting back in, even if they beat Kansas. Kimball, what do you think about that?
Unfortunately, I actually agree. It was looking a little better for BYU last week, but I mean the committee's just not giving it to them. There's some potential upsets that could move the sticks for BYU. I wouldn't pick any of them, but I also wouldn't be shocked if one of the four happened. And so, but I think you're right, and maybe I've just learned to, BYU's always going to let me down some way, somehow. So
expect the disappointment.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready for it because I think you're right. But that could mean a BYU Utah Alamo Bowl, and that would be exciting.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with you there. It's not looking too hot for the state of Utah, and I don't think they've ever been too fortunate in the eyes of the committees when it gets to the late rankings. So I think they will both be enjoying a bowl game before the playoffs.
Which is so sad because, I mean, they're going to drop Utah's spot in the rankings just to move Miami up. Not because Utah's bad, just to move Miami up. BYU's not going to go anywhere. And so BYU will stay at 11. Utah's going to drop to probably 13 or 14. It's just like, I mean, the committee's just honestly doing everything they can to keep BYU and Utah out.
There's a bunch of crap.
I know. It's so annoying.
The committee will always favor SEC and Big Ten teams. I think there are a couple chances in the SEC, though. You've got Alabama could lose rivalry game at Auburn. They've shown that they're vulnerable. Ole Miss is the other one I'd look at. I don't know if you guys have really heard much about the Lane Kiffin saga going on there. He's expected to make an announcement on whether he's staying or probably taking the LSU job.
I think he stays.
On Saturday. I think he goes. But we can talk about that later. But if Ole Miss comes out and loses that game to Mississippi State, because that's always a competitive game, the Egg Bowl, I don't think Ole Miss makes the playoffs. So I think there's a chance for BYU to get in, but I think most likely they're going to have to just win out their conference.
And hey, if Texas ends up beating Texas A&M, then I don't know. You could see the Longhorns jump a little bit. I don't know if it'll be enough to get them in there, but beating the number 3 seed team would probably do enough to put you in that conversation. So you could see a couple mix-ups coming after this final week of college football.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy rivalry week, and we'll get to that later. Coming up next, though, college basketball in the state. Quite the week, for better or for worse for certain teams, but we'll get to that next. College basketball in the state. We're going to start at the top of the Wasatch Mountains in the beautiful Cache Valley. Utah State goes to South Carolina for their multi-team tournament, and they win in historic fashion. Sunday night against Davidson. MJ Collins drops 40. He's averaging 40 to the point of a 94-60 win over Steph Curry's alma mater. We'll let you start this one off, Zach. What did you think about that?
Man, after that game, I was telling the boys, I said, man, I need a highlight of all the stuff that MJ was doing because he was going crazy, and I was not disappointed. They found all the highlights to send and just keep on feeding me with some more of that MJ Collins. That man is the reason why my hot take is going to come true, why they're going to win the Mountain West and win a game in the tournament. It's just incredible to see what he's doing, and I love it.
Yeah, he didn't miss. He didn't miss against Davidson. I mean, he did miss, but it was like 5 shots all night.
8 for 12 on the 3 is crazy business.
Yeah, it was nuts, man.
I do not understand how this guy wound up in the Mountain West. Like, what? How is he not in the Big
It's
East?
just it's talented high major basketball players who are either misused or can't hang at the high major level. I think in MJ Collins' case, it was just he was misused. He wasn't given enough minutes by Vanderbilt last year, and then he was at Virginia Tech 2 seasons before that, and same situation, man. But we are glad to have MJ Collins here in the Cache Valley because that, man, holy crap. That was, I think they were saying the last time that a Utah State player scored more than MJ Collins, how long ago do you guys think that was?
Well, last year they had Dexter O'Connor score for like 30, but more than 40?
More than 40 points.
More than 40.
Last time it happened.
I'm going to go and say that it's been probably back in the 2010s. It's been at least...
I think you got to go back to that era with like Bean and
maybe 10
Merrill
or something.
So Sam Merrill in 2020 scored 38 points. They were thinking it was more on the broadcast, on the radio broadcast I was listening to. Sam Merrill himself texted and said, no, I had 38. Last time, February of 2006, J.C. Carroll against New Mexico State.
Wow.
And he's got his number retired.
He is a legend, I guess, for the Aggies, and so...
Dude,
we might be looking at another one.
He cemented himself last night.
I was going to say, Collins is like, he's phenomenal. Like, I
Well,
mean,
he
we all love
he had
Falstaff.
21 against Tulane, too, on Friday. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's averaging 21 points a game right now.
Yeah.
Like, which is ridiculous. Like, you compare that to some of the other big dogs in the state, like, that's more than any single player on BYU's roster right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like, Collins he's legit. He's the real deal. Like, we all love Falstaff, but, like, he's making Falstaff look like a bench player.
Well, hold up.
I guess Falstaff contributes in his ways.
Okay, Falstaff had 24 against Tulane. He carried us that game. And 4 steals for Falstaff the other night against Davidson. Drake Allen, 5 steals. They combined for 9. They held it down on the defensive end. So I wouldn't say Falstaff is a bench player by any means, but...
I mean, last year you'd have to see Falstaff score a lot as well with Ian Martinez, but now...
It just feels like we have more scoring options this year.
You can pass it off to someone else, and so he can focus on other things. Like, the defense was incredible against Davidson.
Yeah, it was really good. And maybe we didn't have more scoring options this game, but that's because we didn't need them, because MJ Collins was just like... Give him the rock, let him score. And he could have been pulled out long before 40. I think what it comes down to and what Jared Calhoun won't say to the media is in the first half, MJ Collins hit a pretty crazy three-pointer, got fouled on it, and Davidson's coach started barking at him. Instead of the refs, he got into it with Collins. And I think at that point, Jared Calhoun was just like, you know what, screw it. We're just going to freaking kill these guys. So second half, MJ Collins had a chance to reach 40. I think Calhoun's like, yep, stay in. You're not going to bark at my players, and we're just going to wipe the floor with you guys. And that's exactly what they did. And as an Aggie fan, I love it.
I was going to say, I respect that. Let him put on a show, more than ever. It's kind of what you have to do in sports.
His family was in attendance, too. He's from South Carolina.
Yeah, it was a homecoming for him.
And so it was a homecoming game. So he had 15, 20 people there
Let the man ball
for
out.
him. And so it was like, hey, no better way to put on for your family than a 40-point game. Let's move down the Wasatch Front to Salt Lake City. Things are not looking so hot at the Huntsman Center right now. I'm afraid this might become a...
the Cinderella run has come to an end.
This might become a pretty... this might become a pretty regular topic on our podcast. Cal Poly 92, Utah 85. Zach, I'll let you take this one away.
From the Utah side, you still had an incredible game by Terrence Brown, who gave them 29 points, and he's averaging 25, so... That is the second most in the entire college basketball, which is incredible to see him do that. But besides him, the team really kind of struggled. They only went 9 for 27 for 3, which it's hard to have those like off shooting nights, especially when Cal Poly was on one and they were shooting 56% for 3. So that's just too much of a difference to make it like a winnable number.
Yeah.
So it's tough. A lot of their games have been really close, and this one too was another closer loss. They'll play GCU up next, which GCU has been good, but
Formidable Mountain West opponent. I think GCU wins that game.
I think that they might, but I think that's where you get to see another good competition and kind of hopefully not a preview of what the rest of their season will look like, where Utah will get tough losses. Hopefully
I'll just say it. They're going to get cooked in Big 12 play. They're going to get so cooked in Big 12 play.
Big 12 is just too good.
It's going to be rough. I think it's another year until they really get things figured out there. It's going to be rough.
But, I mean, you can always be happy with the progression of Terrence Brown.
Yes, sir. He's a bucket. He gets buckets.
He has been killing it.
I'm actually excited to see that Grand Canyon Utah game because I think that'll kind of give us we kind of already know, but just solidify where Utah's at. But I think that'll be a fun game. That's a cool matchup.
Exactly. So.
Amen. And going down to Provo, this game also happened in Salt Lake, a couple blocks away at the Delta Center, home of the Utah Jazz. BYU rebounds from their loss to UConn and looks like the top 10 team they are against Wisconsin. This game wasn't even close, fellas. I turned it on. My eyes were immediately blinded by the City Edition core. I don't think college basketball games should be being played on purple courts.
Those courts are awful. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're bad.
It was like, let's just have like lime green and like purple basketball courts.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I don't get it.
It doesn't look good. Kimball, what do you think about BYU, though?
I mean, holy cow, you beat a ranked opponent by 30 points. Oh my gosh. Like, just phenomenal performance from BYU. BYU looks really freaking good this year. Some
Richie
things
Saunders
I want to...
balled out, right?
Yeah.
He had a really good game.
Yeah. I think he had like 26 points.
Yeah.
Just like
he was
another great game.
Yeah.
BYU, they've got 3 guys right now averaging... So, it's Robert Wright, A.J. DeBonson, Richie Saunders.
The big 3.
Yep, their big 3. Their points per game just continue to climb. They're averaging 16, 20, and 21 points per game.
Jeez.
It's just like,
wow.
Those, like, you don't even like really need anyone on the court outside of those 3. Like, those 3 can win the game, but you throw Kebaketa into that as well.
Is he back from his concussion then?
I believe that he should be back to go this week.
I don't think he played Wisconsin.
Yeah, he wasn't in the Wisconsin game, but he should be good to go.
They've got a game against Miami down in Florida, I think on Thanksgiving or the day after. Can't remember, but I'd imagine he'll be back for that.
Yeah, he should be there for that game.
Oh, yeah.
But, BYU looks like a top 10 team for sure. They are ranked in the top 10, but I think it's an accurate ranking.
Listen, if they can do what they did against Wisconsin, who's normally a really good three-point shooting team, because, let's face it, it's just a bunch of white guys that can shoot the rock, without 2 starters as well, they're going places. Yeah, they're showing that they belong.
I think that UConn loss definitely helped, I guess, give that extra fuel for them. So hopefully we see a big turnaround for that team after that loss and a couple more big wins over some top-ranked teams because with all the Big 12 play that they'll have.
Yeah, I think they're going to be firmly in contention for the Big 12 championship game. I'll probably use this as a hot take later. I don't think they're going to win the Big 12 this year because they're going to have to run through Arizona, who I think is
Arizona's
the real
good.
deal.
Oh
They are the real deal this
Crazy
year.
stuff going from them.
They are good.
That's going to be a fun game in February when they play.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a really good one.
But hey, shout out Utah State. You're the only undefeated basketball team in the state right now.
Only
Continuing
undefeated
to
team
rule
in the
Utah.
state.
People may, BYU fans are going to roll their eyes at this one, right?
oh, it's just Mountain West competition.
But it's I think Utah State would compete against BYU.
I think they'd hang with them.
I would pick BYU to win that game. I genuinely would.
Same.
But I think if BYU, they'd have to be on their A game.
Yeah.
And, you toss that game in the Spectrum, and I think BYU survives.
Spectrum?
Survives. Not
Spectrum?
wins, survives.
Spectrum, I think Utah State could take it from them.
And I can see you guys rolling your eyes already. I do not want to hear that, I'm a big BYU fan. BYU's legit. But I don't think people understand how good Utah State is right now. They should be ranked. They're receiving votes. So they're not quite there yet, but they should be ranked. They're a top 20 team.
I don't think people understand how good of a basketball conference the Mountain West normally is. That might not be the case this year because everyone except for us is not doing their job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
I wish they played this year. Man. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Coming up next, though, we've got this week's picks, and we'll wrap up the show. We'll see you guys back here in just a couple seconds. All right. Welcome back to this week's Thanksgiving picks. I should mention really quick before we get into picks, Kimball's been on the UVU basketball train all year. He was right last week, I believe it was, and they beat UC Irvine. And so I'm on the Wolverine train with Kimball fully now.
UVU's good, man.
They're good.
We got to get down there for a game. Like I think we can secure some tickets and get down.
Sources tell me that someone's dad here works at UVU in a fairly prominent position. So I think
might be able to borrow some student tickets from my younger sister as well. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, they're good, man. I'm excited to watch
the UVU game.
I wish that there was a Utah State UVU game this year, but
that'd be fun.
Not.
That'd be fun. All right, rivalry week in college football.
Oh,
the best week of the year.
It's like sad that it's the last, but like, man,
this is
football
what you're
knows how to
waiting
go
for.
out with a bang.
Not so much for the state of Utah. I do kind of wish this week was the BYU-Utah game. Could you imagine that, a BYU-Utah game with playoff implications?
Winner goes to the playoffs.
Winner goes to the playoffs.
Winner goes to the conference championship.
That'd be insane. But alas, it's not meant to be at this time.
Not to be.
We're going to start with the game.
The game.
Some people may even know this if they're not football fans. Michigan-Ohio State, one of the biggest rivalries, not just in college football, but in sports. They
in the world, honestly.
Square off this Saturday. Ohio State's the number one college football team in the country. Undefeated. Michigan comes in with 2 losses. I believe they're 9-2 at this point in time. They were number 18 in the polls last week. They'll probably move up to about 15-ish, I'd imagine. In this week's polls, it's going to be a good game. Michigan's going for 5 straight wins against Ohio State. Kimball, can they get it done?
Dang.
Oh, I want it to happen so bad. I think I speak for everyone. We all hate Ohio State. I want to pick Michigan so bad. It's just, I guess leaving last year, we didn't see it coming, and it happened. But it's in the big house. Give me Ohio State. I'm sorry. It hurts. It hurts me just as much as it hurts you to hear it, but give me Ohio State.
Yeah, I think they finally finish it off and they stop that losing streak, and Ohio State is able to show them, I guess, why they're still the number one team. But, hey, it wouldn't be can't put it against them if they happen to lose this. And just like last year, you can't hate a surprise, I guess. Just an absolute shocker then of a game. It's always entertaining, so if we get one like last year, that'll be also fun to watch, but I think Ohio State gets it.
Listen, I'm with you guys. I would love to see Michigan win 5 in a row. I think that would be so funny after the year that Ohio State's had. They lost last year. People in Ohio were erroneously calling for Ryan Day to be fired. He turns around, wins a national championship for them that same year. And honestly, if they lose to Michigan, they might do just the same exact thing this year. But, I got to pick Ohio State. Michigan, Bryce Underwood hasn't really figured out what a forward pass is at the college level yet. I'm not sure how their running back, Justice Haynes, is looking for this game. I know he's dealt with injury, and I just think Ohio State's so good. They haven't really played a whole ton of tough teams, but I just think they're that talented this year. And so give me Ohio State, probably by a decent margin. Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting.
Gonna be a good one.
Let's move on. Texas A&M Friday, big game in the Lone Star State. Apparently, there's someone here with us in this room who is a Longhorns fan. Did you hear that, Zach?
Yeah, who would that be?
I think it's the Kimball Snap. Kimball, what's your prediction for this game?
Hook 'em horns, baby.
Hook 'em horns.
Texas has Texas A&M's number. A&M is really good, but dare I say overrated.
Ooh,
Dare I say.
whoa.
Dare I say. And, Arch Manning, lifetime Texas fan, he cares about this game. He does not want, same thing we saw with Oklahoma. There's no way he was going to let his team lose to Oklahoma, and he turned it on and had a phenomenal performance. He does it again. Texas beats Texas A&M in Austin. Big. Not a close game. Big.
All right, give me the mic. I think you're full of crap, Kimball.
Oh,
We'll see.
I think the Oklahoma game was a big game for Arch Manning. It was a good game. He played really, really well against Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. He fell flat on his face against Georgia at Georgia. This game is in Austin, so I think it's closer. Texas A&M can beat you in multiple ways, and I know it's hard to go undefeated. It is hard to go undefeated, especially when you're a perpetual 8-4 Texas A&M. Marcel Reed, KC Concepcion. You better learn those names, Kimball, because you're going to be hearing them a lot on Friday night.
It's not happening.
A couple weeks ago, I remember talking about this with you a couple weeks ago, and I said, hey, I think Texas wins if they keep playing the way they have. Then they had the Georgia game.
dropped an egg there.
I think Texas A&M beats them. I don't think it's going to be a big win. I think it'll be close, but I think A&M is going to waltz into the college football playoff. Well, I guess they got to play the SEC championship game first.
Yeah.
Which they very well might lose.
They'll lose.
But I think they beat Texas, and I think Texas can go home. Being the Lone Star State's 8-4 team this year, Texas is the new Texas A&M. How's that sound to you, Kimball?
No, it's not happening.
I think A&M's winning.
A&M, this might be a hot take. I don't think A&M wins another game this year.
I think you're stupid. Anyway, Kimball. Or Zach, rather, not Kimball.
No, I think I gotta go with Kimball. Maybe I think I'm looking for the Longhorns.
Boom!
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
You could just be quiet over there, Noah.
I mean, Texas A&M is undefeated. Yeah, ranked 3, but after a questionable game against South Carolina, and they've been playing a lot of the lower tier teams in the SEC.
That's true. They haven't had a tough schedule at all this
Yeah,
year. They have
and
the easiest schedule in the SEC.
Coming off of Samford, it's very SEC of them to play a game like that in Week 12, but I don't know. I feel like Texas can do it, especially at Austin. That would be so fun to watch.
Here's the thing, though. Texas A&M killed Samford 48-0.
It's Samford.
Yeah,
Everyone's
but are we
supposed
not?
to.
It's Samford.
No, I know it's Samford.
You don't
I know
even
it's
know where
Samford.
it is.
I know it's Samford. But are we 100% certain Arch Manning would not have looked pedestrian in that game? Because he did against UTEP.
Didn't against Sam Houston, though.
That was like the beginning of the season, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't.
Listen, I think Arch Manning's come a long way, but I don't trust Texas to get it done. I don't trust Texas.
I don't know. I think they get her done.
Normally, I never pass down an opportunity to go horns down, but this one I'm going hook 'em.
Hey,
Horns
you
hook 'em.
know I love Texas, Kimball. I've done hook 'em horns with you more than probably anyone. I've been in your corner time and again. I just don't trust him this week. But hey, Kimball, he leads our college pick'ems group. He is probably the best at picking college football games.
If anyone knows ball, he knows it.
So, if you're betting on this game, which we don't recommend betting, but if you decide to do it, I would probably go with Kimball's advice over mine, just because Kimball, he kind of has the magic touch on these things. But yeah, I'm saying Texas A&M. I guess these guys are saying Texas. These people I thought were my friends who would stick with me.
Let's move on. Biggest rivalry game in the state for this week. Utah State versus Boise State football in Logan. Noah, you're our Utah State guy. Can we finally get a win over Boise State?
Is he sticking with his hot take?
Boise State is a good defensive team. The numbers say they're a good defensive team. What we are forgetting, though, is Maddox Madsen, who's, he's a good quarterback. Not a great quarterback. He's out. Mm-hmm. They're down to their second string. I would have a lot less confidence if I hadn't just seen Bryson Barnes take the toughest defense in the Mountain West and make them look silly in that second half. If I hadn't seen our defense the past 2 games look like a defense that can actually compete, I'm taking the Utah State Aggies. I'm on, like I said, again with the gambling thing. I don't recommend gambling. I'll never gamble on sports. I think I'd be an amazing sports bettor, though. I am on leg 2 of my 3-leg parlay here. Leg 1, beat Fresno State. check. Leg 2, beat Boise State, check. Leg 3, if we do go to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, that's where we indeed end up in Boise in December, beat some MAC team. Probably like Ohio, Miami of Ohio, one of those teams, That's step 3. And so we're on step 2. I'm taking it. Utah State, another big Bryson Barnes game, another big game from the defense. We beat Boise State this year for the first time in 10 years.
Go Aggies. I mean, hopefully this is the time where they actually have that, where they're rolling from the past few games that they've been playing. I mean, they didn't win the UNLV game, but you could tell from the Fresno State game that was helping them. They were absolutely, cruising through things. Bryson Barnes is a madman out there. Defense was actually doing well. Boise State has had a rough couple of games. They did win their last game pretty solidly against Colorado State, which you should, because Colorado State
sucks.
Isn't incredible, but, losing to San Diego State, losing to Fresno State, barely beating Nevada. They've not played as well, and like Noah said, you've got injured quarterback. I'm putting my money on the Aggies. Go for him.
Give me Utah State. We're going 3 for 3 here. Clean across the board. Give me the Aggies, man. I think it's been... So what? It's been 10 years. So what? Boise State's at the top of the conference. So what? It's going to be 2 p.m. the day after Thanksgiving. Freezing in Logan. Give me the Aggies.
Times change.
Give me Bryson Barnes. That's who is going to win this game. I do think it'll be a close game. This is going to be a great game. If you are married to the game, this is a game you're going to want to tune into as much as these other big ones. This is going to be a phenomenal game that's going to come down to the wire, and you're just going to see grit out of Bryson Barnes.
And I do have to give a shout-out to my cousins I'm close with, Ryan and Jacob Merrithew. Big Boise State fans. It's where their parents went for the last 10 years. It's kind of just been oh, yeah, we're going to lose to you guys. Not this year, guys. Not this year.
Not this year.
Boise State is going down.
Hey, if you're thankful for anything this Thanksgiving season, be thankful for Bryson Barnes.
Oh, I'm thankful for Bryson Barnes.
Very
thankful for Bryson Barnes. Awesome. Well, those are our picks. We'll reconvene next week after the holiday. Fellas, anything else to add before we get on out of here?
No. Hook 'em horns.
All right. Well, Kimball's got a math recitation in 3 minutes, so we're going to let him
we got to get going.
hurry on to that. Hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. If you know anyone who's married to the game, make sure to send them this podcast. If you yourself are married to the game or just like to hear the soft, smooth sounds of our voices, you should also follow. We're so thankful for all of y'all. We're so thankful for sports. We're all so thankful for family and everything else good in life. We love y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see y'all next week.